Back, everybody. Many songs have been inspired by the weather phenomenon, but are they factual? So fortunately, we have our factual person here, meteorologist Alex Carter, with us to try to debunk some of those myths and to try to prove them true or false. So what do you say, Alex?
Fortunately, we've got a fact this time around.
Okay.
We're going to dive into what happened last week. You know, unfortunately, we had a significant hailstorm.
Yeah.
That was in Edgefield County. And the lyrics to this particular song reminded me of that exact situation. This is Amarillo Sky, a place which is more known for hail than certainly here in the CSRA. And this is by Jason Aldean. Let's give it a listen.
Strong and carried on, just like his dad and granddad did before him. On his knees every night he prays, please let my crops and children grow, 'cause that's all he's ever known. He just takes
I love it.
Right. I mean, this song really relates to a lot of people in Edgefield County.
Yeah.
It is peach country. It's the peach capital of the world. And, you know, obviously we had the Peach Blossom Festival. I went there on Saturday.
Okay.
And, you know, I'm driving through just hoping that we didn't see a lot of peach crop damage. And at least from what I was seeing driving through, and I didn't get to drive through the entire county, it looked like a lot of peach trees were spared.
Okay.
But there's more than likely some that probably were at least damaged a little bit. And that's very unfortunate, especially given the time zone that we're in.
Yeah.
You know, you get to June and all these peaches, we pick them off the tree and we celebrate with that. But right now they're still in that process. And unfortunately, you get something like hail that can really disrupt it, Kim. And so why did this hailstorm form is the big question. Well, let's go ahead and show you the video first. This is from Sarah Lane's Norton, and this is what looks like a dusting of snow. In fact, it was hail that was all across the area, some up to ping pong ball and golf ball sized. You're going to see it later in this video, some of that on the trampoline bouncing off. One of those unprecedented extreme weather events that just happens once in a generation, there it was, bouncing off the trampoline. But how does it form? Let's go into the cloud to find out. It's all about updrafts. Warm air rises, and as those raindrops get higher and higher in the cloud, they freeze over, and then they fall, and then the updrafts sweep them back up again. That cycle repeats itself over and over, and these water droplets collect more and more layers of ice. The stronger the updrafts, the more ice layers they collect and the bigger the hailstone gets. Unfortunately, in this particular case, the updraft speed was so strong that they collected more and more ice layers and it grew up to ping pong ball size. Once the updraft speed was exceeded by the weight of the hailstone, that's when they fall down. And that's when we saw, unfortunately, these type of hailstones and tons of them. It was a torrential hailstorm all across Edgefield County, particularly localized to Edgefield itself and into Johnston. And you see some of these pictures, kind of looks like some leftover sludge from snow way back that we saw in January, right? Here's how it correlates with updraft speed and hail size. The updrafts had to be extremely powerful in this storm to get a big hailstone. The updrafts were getting up to 60 miles an hour within that thunderstorm in Edgefield County to produce sizes up to ping pong and golf ball size. Speaks to the amount of strength that a summertime storm can have. It also shows you that it can be some of the